For Phil, he didn't want to have them rip the hair off of his face, you know, every time. So he'd go in, here's this little 10-year-old boy with a full beard going down here, you know, and he smelled the glue that stuck the hair to his face. It smelled like socks, like old socks. He said it ruined the taste of his French fries.
And did you guys know that Phil and Kathy did a commercial together before Land of the Lost as brother and sister?
You didn't even know that, Sharon?
It was a Cheetos commercial.
No, it was a Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its, and they were in one of those Volkswagen things in the back seat, and their parents were driving, and they sang a song. And Kathy, I think you should sing it.
Well, get over here, Wesley. Come here. You're gonna help because it's a two-parter.
I'll play Phil's part.
And he's gonna play Phil's part, and he's done this a couple of times before, and he's really no good.
I don't know.
Forgets. Okay. I like munching.
I like crunching.
We like eating Cheez-Its. Great cheese taste in every bite. We like eating Cheez-Its. Oh, I like munching.
I like crunching.
We like eating Cheez-Its. I love the wild taste of cheese.
More Cheez-Its, please.
They're great crunching crackers.
Now imagine Phil Paley doing it as like about a 7-year-old. So tell us about the first audition you met Phil, or one of the callbacks.
Oh, well, I personally went on 7 callbacks to get the part of Holly Marshall, and it was meeting heads of NBC. It involved, they wanted to see the kind of chemistry with Wesley, with Spencer, and on one of them, I don't recall which one, but I walked into the office again, and Phil was in there, and I was like, "What are you doing here, Phil?" And he said, "Oh, I'm on an audition for this series." And I said, "Yeah." I said, "I'm kind of in the callback loop right now." And I said, "What are you trying out for?" He said, "It's called Land of the Lost." I go, "Me too." I go, "That's what I'm in the loop doing, you know." And anyway, he was trying out for the part of Chaka, and do you want to tell the story of him being a black belt and all that?
Well, Phil was the youngest black belt in karate in history at the time. I think he got it when he was 9 years old. Chuck Norris was his teacher. And he had a black belt at like 9 years old. And he was on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. And in the clip, every once in a while, it comes up. So Phil is about this tall with his black belt. Chuck Norris is there, and then there's Johnny Carson. And Phil flips Johnny Carson onto the floor. And of course, Johnny's fabulous. He plays it for everything it's worth. Well, the Kroffts, or somebody at the Kroffts, the casting, saw Phil, and they knew Land of the Lost was coming up, and they needed somebody who could do the physicality and could play the monkey. So they contacted Phil, and Phil got the part, thank goodness. And they took them, I don't know if you went, but Todd saw the other, they took them to the zoo to watch the monkeys. They had to watch the 2001 Space Odyssey. Remember the opening of that scene with the monkeys? They said, this is the kind of stuff we want. And Phil had to learn to speak Pakudi.
Sharon, what was your interview process? I know that you had been other Krofft characters, but I never have heard, I don't think, how you became Saw.
Because they asked me to do it.
Could you expand on that a little bit?
That's a very touching story.
I've worked on other shows with them.
Well, what shows did you work with the Kroffts?
Puppet Stuff, Lidsville, Bay City Rollers.
S-A-T-U-R.
B-A-Y. Nice.
There you go.
Did I say Lidsville?
Yeah.
What was your favorite character that you got to play?
The one I was playing at the time, because they were all so different. But I think the most unusual one, well, I love Shirley Puffin Stuff because I got to tap dance, which is the love of my life, and that was based on Shirley Temple. I like Judy Frog, that was based on Judy Garland. But what I had the most fun doing was Raunchy Rabbit. It wasn't a glamorous role, but it was just a kook, and it was fun.
And you guys do realize that Sharon was the original Sharon on the original Mouseketeer show. Which when I was a kid, that was, I would go, hi, I'm Sharon. Well, I didn't say that. Well, maybe every Thursday night. But it was me. Did you enjoy doing the Musketeers?
Immensely. We're still like a family, but I feel like we're a family too, you know. But yeah, I still talk to the ones that are still with us. Of the original Musketeers, the girls that are still with us are myself and Darlene. And the boys are doing better. There's Tommy, Lonnie, Bobby, and Cubby.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And we do many Mouseketeer conventions now and again. And I just talked to Bobby 2 weeks ago. He had surgery on his hip, just a small surgery, and he's doing good. And I speak to Sherry and Tommy all the time. Bobby calls me Susita, because we took Spanish together on the set. And there was no Spanish name for Sharon, so he made up the name Little Sue, called me Susita.